everyone, it's Janine. Welcome back to my channel. In today's sugar-free desserts video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to make all of these yummy sugar-free desserts. So be sure to stick around. For this recipe, we are going to be making a Copy Cat Frosty like the ones that you get at Wendy's, and this is going to be a sugar-free version. So all that you're going to need for this recipe is some confectioner sugar. You can definitely get this on Amazon. I'm going to link it below for you if you haven't found it in stores. You're going to need some heavy whipping cream, some salt, some vanilla extract, and some cocoa powder. Also, you're going to need a Ziploc bag because we're going to put the mixture in here and freeze it, and you're also going to need an electric hand mixer. So we're going to get started by pouring 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream into a bowl. Okay, so now we're going to pour this into the bowl.
Place to start.
And now we're going to use 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. Tablespoons of the Swerve confectioner sugar, and everything that I'm using today is going to be linked down below for you guys, including the recipes. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay. Now once everything is combined, we are just going to add a pinch of salt. Okay, and now using an electric hand mixer, we're going to mix this up. Okay, so I'm getting ready to mix this up, and you want to mix this until a thicker consistency forms. Okay, so as you can see here, it is a nice, thick, and fluffy consistency. So we're gonna go ahead and scoop this into a nice Ziploc bag, and then it's going to go in the freezer for 30 minutes.
It isn't hard to tell what you were thinking, babe. Your thoughts are only getting louder while you are up in space.
So as you see here, we have a really nice thick consistency. So we're going to just throw this in the freezer, and once it's done, we are going to taste test it. And I'm just going to set a timer so that we don't miss a minute of trying this yummy dessert. Okay, so it is time to taste test our Frosty. Now that it has been frozen in the freezer for 30 minutes, we're just going to cut the tip off, and we're going to just pipe it into a glass.
We said we hold on, but now it's over. It can't be over.
This is so good. It basically tastes like a mousse, and it's very chocolatey. It is so good. It's thick, it's fluffy, it is amazing. One thing I would recommend with this recipe is maybe using a little bit less cocoa powder. I use 2 tablespoons. Next time I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna try to make it with 1 tablespoon because it is very chocolatey. So that's one thing I would recommend, is using a little bit less cocoa powder. But if you're into chocolate, go ahead and use it too, because this is really good.
It can't be over.
Okay, so for this next recipe, we are going to be making some cookie dough fat bombs, and I'm really excited to try this one because I absolutely love cookie dough. So for this recipe, you're going to need some almond flour, you're going to need some Swerve confectioner sugar, some vanilla extract, some sugar-free chocolate chips, And we're also going to need a stick of butter and a pinch of salt. So again, I'm going to leave all these recipes down below for you guys, so don't worry. Let's get started with making these fat bombs. Okay, so I have my stick of softened butter here, and what I'm going to do is put it in the bowl, and then we're going to beat the butter with the electric mixer until it's fluffy.
Hold on, but now it's over. It can't be over. Over.
So once the butter is nice and soft, you're going to go ahead and add 1/3 cup of the Swerve confectioner sugar. And you are also going to need half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I'm also going to add half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, so once all this is in the bowl, we're going to go ahead and mix it again.
Never up, never down, never.
So now that everything is combined, we have the butter and the sugar combined, I'm going to add 2 cups of almond flour.
Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up, I always do.
So there's 1 cup, I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit and then add the next cup.
Never thought I wouldn't jump, oh what a fool. But if I fall, I will get up again. I will get up again. Stronger than I ever been. I will get up again. Stronger than I ever been. I will get up again. Stronger than I ever been. I can see everything clearer. Trying to fly 'cause I'm light.
Now this is my favorite part. We're going to go ahead and add 2/3 of a cup of the sugar-free chocolate chips.
Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up.
And with these, you just want to fold them in. You don't want to use the mixer to mix them.
I always do. Never thought I wouldn't jump. Oh, what a fool. But if I fall, I will get up again.
So once the mixture is formed, it is going to definitely look like cookie dough. So what you're going to do is take an ice cream scooper. I'm just going to use a spoon, and we're going to get a baking dish and lay some parchment paper on top. And then you're just going to scoop some of the dough mixture onto the parchment paper. So you can make it like into a little ball if you like. And we're just going to continue the process.
Come a little closer. I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower. I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel.
Oh my god, so good. You need to try some. So once these are finished, we're going to go ahead and wrap them with some plastic and stick them in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. And when they're done, we will do the taste test.
Falling in love. You set my wheels in motion. I'm going crazy for you. I feel like the
The recipe that we have is sugar-free cupcakes. So this is one of my favorite recipes because I love cupcakes, because I find that when you have a smaller portion we tend to not overeat. So all you're going to need for this recipe is a box of Pillsbury sugar-free cake mix. Here I have classic yellow. My secret ingredient for this recipe is going to be a box of Jell-O white pudding. So this is in the white chocolate flavor. This is a secret ingredient, and I promise you that the cake is going to come out so delicious and moist and fluffy because you're using a box of pudding. And you're going to just need the rest of the ingredients to make the cake. So here I just have 3 eggs and 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil. And once the cupcakes are finished cooking, I have here a sugar-free frosting that we're going to go ahead and frost them with. So all we're going to do is just make the cake according to the box instructions, and we're going to go ahead and add the full packet of the Jell-O pudding mix.
I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love.
And another trick to make your cake nice and fluffy is don't add all of the eggs all at once. Just go one by one and incorporate.
What you putting in?
So since I'm having some technical difficulties with my blender, I'm just gonna go ahead and whisk it by hand.
Who will pick you up when you've lost everything?
So now we're just going to scoop the cake mixture into some cupcake tins, and we're just gonna fill them up halfway. Cupcakes are finished. We're going to frost them with the sugar-free vanilla frosting.
There must be another way, there must be conscience. Different things in different ways. There must be love, there must be a reason, and a little bit of faith has got to come.
And not too much, you just want to put enough just to cover it, because these are already sweet. Even though they're sugar-free, the pudding mix and the cake mix is already sweetened with Splenda, so they come out pretty sweet. And here are my sugar-free cupcakes. These are so good and yummy. I hope that you enjoy this recipe. And let's move on to the next one. That we're going to be making is apple pie in wonton wrappers, and this only has very few ingredients. The main ingredient in this is going to be this Duncan Hines no sugar added apple pie filling. I'm going to link it down below for you guys. In 1/3 of a cup of this only has 5 grams of sugar, and we're not even going to be using 1/3 of a cup in each little wrapper. So it's going to be very low in sugar. So you're just going to need a can of this apple pie filling, and then you're going to need some of these wonton wrappers. You can find these in your grocery store. They usually have them in the produce section. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up the can of mixture of the apple pie filling, and we're going to cut it up into small pieces, and then we're going to be using some cinnamon to sprinkle on the inside. And I figured, why not make this dessert a little more tasty? I have here some brown sugar and some granular sugar. This is from Swerve, so this is a sugar replacement. And I'm going to just add a little bit of this. I'm going to mix them together, add a little bit of cinnamon, and we're going to use that to sprinkle it on top. Now I'm just going to dice up the apple mixture so that it is smaller and we can fit it into the wontons.
You know that I'm the queen of overthinking. It's like we're done before we even started. So if this is the end now, baby, know that.
Once everything's all chopped up, I'm just going to add some cinnamon to it. And I think I'm actually going to add a little bit of apple pie spice as well.
Please give me a try.
I'm going to give this a good mix, and then I'm going to add it all to the wonton wrappers. So what we're going to do is just place the mixture diagonally on the wonton wrapper. And we're just going to wrap them up.
As I'm walking to your place, I'm shaking. I am picturing the worst in my mind. I cannot stand losing you. No, I will fight. 'Cause I believe in us. I won't give up on you. I will be holding on for life. Hope you believe in us. Please don't give up on me. At least give me a try.
So once the egg rolls are all finished and assembled, I have the oven preheated to 400 degrees, and we're just going to stick these in for about 15 to 20 minutes. So we just took the wonton wrappers out of the oven, and now we're going to make the sugar topping. So I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of the Swerve granular sugar, and I'm going to use a tablespoon of the Swerve brown sugar, and I'm just going to add a little bit of cinnamon, give it a good mix, and then we're going to sprinkle it on top.
I won't give up on you. I will be holding on for life. 'Cause you're the best thing, best thing. You're the best thing that happened.
So here the wonton wrappers are. They came out of the oven. So what I'm going to do is just spray them with a little bit of non-stick spray. This is butter flavor, but you can use any one you have at home. So just give them each a little spray, and then we're going to go ahead and sprinkle the cinnamon sugar right on top. And here are the apple pie wonton wrappers. So there you have some of my favorite sugar-free desserts. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please make sure to click like and make sure that you're subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss any of my new videos.